Hey everyone. Okay, so this is called energy siphoning, protecting the twin flame union. My phone is acting weird. I don't know which way it wants to be. Um, so guess we'll put it that way. Okay. Anyway, for twin flames out there, this is a very important time in manifestation of the union, manifestation of us really coming together, whether it is even in the astral still, for us doing what we need to here. And everyone seems to agree that the amount of work that we are each being asked to do is increasing rapidly. Now, as such, we're also gaining a lot more attention. And this attention is probably, most of it is not good. I have been in and out of Facebook for quite some time. I can't seem to decide if I want to go or come. And it's just every time I want to interact with people, I just feel this strong aversion. And I hadn't been able to identify why. I kept thinking there was just something wrong with me, that I just wanted to isolate or whatever. But what I have come to realize over the past few days is the need to protect my energy and how attractive my energy is becoming. And I realized this really yesterday when I realized that a lot of the things that I was healing were having to do with, my childhood traumas, are dealing with attracting narcissists, or dealing with attracting people that are just constantly pulling on me. And I'm not saying I'm a victim because I keep giving it to them, because I keep feeling like I'm supposed to, or something like that. Long story short, sort of. Let's see if I can make this short. I have had a friend that last year I had a dream about her. And actually, it wasn't even a dream. It was a message clear from my grandmother on the other side. Said, beware, there is a female presence that you're going to want to become enmeshed with, but you need to keep your distance from her. Immediately, I knew who this was. And I'm just going to call her my best friend because she's pretty much the closest thing I have. I mean, now this is in an online relationship. We've never met each other in person. So, and like I've said before, it's really hard for me to make friends. And this person, I did start to get rather intimate with her. And, but suddenly I had to pull back. And so for the past year, it has been this push, pull, where I wanted to go toward her, but then when I did, I would always feel this slimy repulsion. And I have been doing a lot of surrendering to being abundant. I know that sounds really weird. It's like we all want abundance, but I realized I had to actually surrender to the idea that I deserved abundance and could have it and should have it and needed to have it for the work that I need to do in this world. And so I've been receiving a series of visions, I guess. These were kind of like on the note of what got me into church in the first place. You know, they're visions that just make me feel really good about myself and my future. And it's like, yeah, I want this. I have to have it, sort of thing. And all of a sudden, the last time we spoke was about a month ago, and I went off the deep end. Oh my gosh, it was really kind of hilarious now that I look back on it. But in this moment, I was just so pissed off with the world. I decided to embrace all this narcissistic energy that is coming toward me always. You know, because I am a shadow worker, so I don't look at everything as me being a victim or whatever. And I have had to go through those whole things, though, of realizing the pains that I'm having and not feeling like a victim. But embracing whatever. Anyways, well, but the biggest thing was, and this was a really odd thing for me, is I needed to channel my twin's energy, and he acts a lot like a narcissist. I have since come to realize that he's not. He's more of a counter-dependent. And actually, I think most people that we call narcissists are counter-dependents. But that's another subject, too. Oh my gosh, I wish I could just stay on track. This is... Anyways, so, where was I? She. I know I'm talking about this gal. Oh yeah, so about a month ago, I went off the deep end, and I just told everyone on Facebook to fuck off. You know? Actually, I prefaced it with, many of you are not going to understand this, but fuck off. You know, and I just went on this huge diatribe about the hypocrites that people are and stuff like that. And previous to that, a few weeks before that, I had baited my twin, and I have come to realize since also what I was doing. And so I realized I have been in this process for a couple of months now of really trying to identify the energies around me, identify their intent, because honestly, I was wanting to know, is this really a twin flame connection, or is this just some entrapment that I need to get rid of? And I have reached the point where, yes, he is my twin, and we do have work to do. So this was the first time, though, a few weeks later, because I was just really pissed off at him for the things that he said to me and hurt me. So I decided to channel that energy, and I said everything he had ever said to me as a projection or whatever, and I realized actually there was a lot of truth in the things that he was saying, just the way he was saying it was quite harmful. So she and this other gal come, and they start attacking me in a friendly, oh, we love you, this is for your own good, and you just need some tough love right now. And then there was other people who are like, well, you just need to give this over to God. You need to give this over to Jesus, you know. You can't sit there and conquer this darkness. You can't sit there and figure this out. You just need to give up. Oh my God, really? This started letting me know that there's a lot of snakes around me. A lot of people that do not deserve my energy or my attention. So I felt, though, a lot of betrayal coming from my best friend. How could she say this stuff to me? I mean, how did she not even understand where I was coming from? I thought we were like so close. And, okay, so now fast forward to the past couple of days. I'm being given all of these visions or whatever about what my future will look like, and being asked, do I want to accept this? And oh, I'm just getting wrapped up in it and dancing with it and feeling it. And the more I'm allowing it, the more crystal clear it's coming into my mind. And I'm starting to interact with these scenes as if I'm actually part of this movie that's playing and of my life. And I'm starting to merge it into this reality, realizing that to manifest this, I have to pull this into my reality as it is and merge the two, make them as one. I know that sounds really complicated and I can't really understand it yet, but all of a sudden she comes out of the woodwork and messages me, and I think, oh, okay, great, you know, I really need to dance with her energy, I guess. And I start feeling very distracted. I do get this vision. And I did ask her then for a tarot reading because she was offering them. And I told her I would do one for her because I've been playing around with the tarot cards. Where am I trying to go with this? Anyway, the vision that came up was that she was in because the part of my future is this showing me this cabin on this lake. And I was like, I don't understand this. You're at my house. This is my future house. This is my cabin. I don't know why you're there. And you're looking around and all over the place. You're searching underneath the house. You're doing all this. And the lady of the lake is in the middle calling to you saying, look up, you need to see me. Stop looking on all these other places. Look up. And I could see the lady, and I could see her, and I'm telling her, and I don't understand why you keep poking around my house. I don't like this. This feels very invasive. And so yesterday, this was the day after this conversation, I suddenly realized, like my whole thing with the collective unconscious, something suddenly blocked me. And I wasn't able to go in and dance around in my house anymore. It suddenly felt like it was a very static memory. And then it was fading. In one day, it went from this bright, vibrant thing to suddenly it was just fading. And I started panicking. I'm like, oh my God, no, 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 you can't go from me. No, 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 you were so beautiful. I have to hold on to you. I need you. Please don't go. So I'm asking Samba, what can I do to keep this? And this is when he starts to show me her true intentions. And telling me that I need to take evasive actions now. And I did. I actually performed a little ritual because she's a witch. So I figured this would be the language that she would understand. And I bound her with water, earth, wind, and fire. And, but at the will of these elements, were they willing to help me? And they were. But the idea was that then also I needed to pull my house into my portion of the collective unconscious, which I then realized was my heart space. And I was like, wow, so this is why I haven't been able to enter into that purple bubble that was my heart space. Because I had evolved beyond this purple bubble and didn't even realize it. My heart space is this portion of the collective unconscious, which coincidentally was born right after the time I lost connection with my purple bubble. I just didn't realize it. Even though I would go into my portion of the collective unconscious and protect it and whatever. So I had to put my house in there first of all. And then I had created a perpetual energy, a perpetual motion machine that would use garbage, or biological waste rather, to then create this living water that I needed to reinvigorate the landscape of this portion of the collective unconscious, because I was being shown that the collective unconscious was this dark, desolate, bleak landscape that had no life anymore. And anyways, this machine ended up being so powerful it became a second sun, and I ended up attracting the energies of the archons, or those that wish to drain our energy from us. So I did put my well, now I'm just going to call it my heart space. I put it in a state of winter for a while because I couldn't figure out what to do, because I convinced the one that was sent there as a sentry. I convinced him over to my side, but I'm like, what am I going to do when his reinforcements show up and I suddenly have a whole army to battle? I'm not in any position to do that. So I put it in winter for a few months until I could figure out what to do. And I didn't realize that I had to go through this heartbreak with my twin. This time of short union and then drastic time of being forcefully separated from each other. And it wasn't even until about a month ago, coincidentally, that I broke the winter in my collective unconscious and began to revive it and realize that the archons could no longer get to me. I had done something that totally fortified this without even knowing what I did. This is amazing actually talking about this, because I'm putting together pieces that I didn't really realize I was doing. I was doing them, but I didn't realize how all was connected. So, this machine, though, I realized was vulnerable. Even though it was protected, my heart space was protected, the space around it, this machine was still vulnerable. And I actually had this sudden fear for this machine. I was saying, okay, there's an attack coming toward it. And I realized this machine was my brain, my mind. And it was time to pull my mind down into my heart. It was time to unify my mind and my heart. And so I did this. I pulled it. I'm going to review this video. I love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.